it's a real eye-opener. And again, calls for the senator to step down. But as I always say, for those who know my commentary, we might quicker see a giraffe in our tights on the promenade doing the dollar wine before we see anybody in office, high office, really step aside for faux pas made, blaring faux pas, things you could see from a mile away. You drop the ball and yet still they're standing strong and saying, well, I'm not stepping aside, so we'll see. This one, a matter of fact, I'm going to treat with this later on inside the program because, again, it speaks to, well, a literal conflict, and we're seeing where the president of the Private Pharmacy Retail Business Association, they're going to step in, and also the pharmacy board council member, they're going to step in and treat with this particular issue and a couple of other major talking points. That's right after our Business Guardian review with Peter Christopher. That's coming up in a couple of minutes. Let's head to the back page really fast because there is lots to unpack. TNT under 16 netballers, a bag, another win. The young girls they're not looking bad at all. These games happening there at UE Spec. So well done to the youngsters. We were able to defeat the Nature Island Dominica. So the TNT girls keep on marching on. Right now they're on top of the group, 3 games played, 3 wins, 6 points on the board. Well done. And Champions League action, that was a modern-day classic yesterday. That game was back and forth. Real Madrid took the lead. They were able to go 2 goals ahead. Bayern came back. Real went, it was a back and forth. And it went right down to the wire. Unfortunately, a red card towards the end kind of shifted the momentum back to Bayern. One of the Real players sent to take an early shower. And then Bayern. Now, this is Champions League we're talking about, Premier European football. Bayern Munich, they march on to the semifinals coming up against PSG. That's a mouth-watering semifinal clash. And then, of course, my beloved Arsenal, we were able to get over the line. We play Atletico in the next semifinals in a couple weeks' time. Let's head to the brief on this Thursday morning. San Fernando's iconic staircase gets a vibrant makeover, so I spoke about that yesterday. Congrats. The 100 steps, back with a bang. And we're seeing here the TNT Carnival Museum, right? That's Candace from the TNT Carnival Museum showing some of the Trinity Junior students a painting. All right, so that's a good look. And this is, in real time, your 100 steps. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step. That's my interpretation of the count. But yes, but beautiful, huh? That's nice. And I just hope it's maintained. And, folks in South, they will treat with the step accordingly. So, well done. 100 steps. Looking good. I'm sure it's going to be lots of photo ups. You're going to see the 100 steps on many people's Instagram and Facebook page going forward. I could only imagine. Well, up next, your Business Guardian recap. Peter Christopher steps in, and we will treat with that immediately. Of course, later on, the pharmacy concerns, and also inside the hour, Police and You with Officer Russell. Our action-packed first hour ahead. See you soon.
Are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance. But we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza in Deba Shaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
I got a bone to pick with you. Ladies, I'm talking about that 90-day thing.
Well, so how that's bothering you?
Oh, but tell you how it's bothering me. I figure like this, ladies, if you're in your 20s, wait 90 days. If you're in your 30s, wait 60 days. If you're in your 40s, wait 30 days. But if you're over 50, jump on it.
Alejandra, you're still alive. Mr. Alejandro! Mrs. Lucia! Mrs. Lucia, come quick, Mr.
Alejandro! My goodness! You're so... Sophia!
Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
पगड़ी ही उछाल दी देख बेख के पहले हमारी आंखें काहे न बंद हो गई।
अच्छा छोड़िए ये सब बात, आप दूध पीजिए।
Uteran. Love, secrets, and surprises. Watch Uteran weekdays at 6 p.m. on CNC3.
Tune in to Betterments with host Space, Monday through Thursday, 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. for a program that educates and is solution-based. Base tackles the issues that matter to you, providing a platform to speak your mind and find solutions. That's Betterments with Base, with a focus on education and resolution. This is all about making things better for you. So if you want to make a difference and have your voice heard, tune into Freedom 106.5 FM and join us for Betterments with Base, Monday through Thursday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Better for you. Only on Freedom 106.5 FM, where we believe that your voice matters.
Peter Christopher joins me for the Business Guardian breakdown today, Thursday. Pete, good morning to you, and I look forward to the commentary. Welcome.
Good morning to you, and good morning to all your viewers and listeners around the world.
Well, I'm happy to see this front page. It suggests here that TNT talent, high demand in the UK to power the UK grid, welders in demand for nuclear energy plant. Could you elaborate on this particular story that's on page 5?
Yeah, so it's common knowledge that because we have such a mature energy sector in Trinidad and Tobago, we have a lot of skilled workers. And the UK, while developing this energy plant, have come into a labor shortage. So out at Point Galeota, they've had a recruitment drive to get the welders who may not be having the opportunities in the energy sector currently to go out to the UK and do some welding, because our welders are actually highly rated around the world to go and do some work on that energy plant in the UK. It's an opportunity not just for them to get, revenue, but it's also a possibility that we can get foreign exchange through the UK pound. So it's a really exciting story that Radhika Sukraj covered for us in the Business Guardian. Radhika Sukraj Silva, I should say, covered for us in the Business Guardian today.
And I would imagine remittances and the economic impact, because naturally you go to England, you work for the English pound, you're going to send something back.
Yes, that is the expectation. It works both ways in terms of getting us some valuable foreign exchange into the system. That was one of the things highlighted in the story in terms of the package that was offered to these workers. Of course, they are accustomed to working in the energy setting, so they are really sought after by the UK at this point in time.
Any brain drain concerns, Pete?
Well, what is interesting is that it comes at a time where some people might say that our energy sector is on the rebound and those workers might be needed down here. But of course, as I mentioned before, we have so many workers in a mature energy sector down here. Some of them are out of work because a couple of plants around the country have been down. Train 1 was mothballed a couple of years ago, and there's some concerns at Point Lisas currently. So there would be some workers there who are looking for work and looking for that opportunity. So it is a kind of balancing act, I would say, that the local demand for these workers versus the foreign demand for these workers need to be assessed.
Yeah, that's a very enlightening and uplifting story on page 5. Let's head to Anthony's story, Anthony Wilson. He asks, as always, a provocative question, and he's putting the question this morning to NGC, and he says, he wants to know what's the truth behind NGC's profits. Were we able to get an answer to that question?
Well, I think the thing behind that story is really asking what was not said when those profits were announced. The Prime Minister would have said in Parliament that the NC earned over $3 billion in profits, which on face value is great news. But Mr. Wilson is asking if the proper process was done, if these are unaudited results, if these are audited results, I would say, because there have been previous times when the NGC would have reported profits in their unaudited results and then would have had to come back and announce a loss. As he referred to in 2023, they announced a $1.3 million profit, and then after the audit they had to announce a $1.2 million loss. So he's asking if there is indeed an audited report, if these are the audited results that were presented in the Parliament, and also he raised the question as to what happened to the 2024 report, which has not been presented as yet. So he's really raising a lot of questions as to, you know, what is the validity of this profit that was announced by the Prime Minister, asking if indeed all the checks have been done. And he's also asking the question as to, you know, what can we attribute to these profits? There was no real explanation with regard to how this profit was attained. It was just an announcement, a blanket statement, basically stating that the NGC has made a major turnaround in the last 12 months.
Yeah, interesting one there. That's Anthony's story on page 3. I want to finally ask you to elaborate on Ryan Bechu's story, which, looking at the numbers here, I am taken aback. It says here, grocery giants key to region's food security push. And it speaks to the dependency, our collective, and we're talking here our regional collective import bill. It stands at around $7 billion, and certain countries stand out. Bahamas, St. Kitts and Nevis, we're talking here 92% import bill. Well, Trinidad and Tobago is also in the conversation. We clearly not growing our food. We're bringing in most of this stuff from the U.S. Guyana, well, very, very low dependency in terms of the import. So clearly they're growing their food. What does this story tell us, and how could we make adjustments?
Well, in this story, Professor Wayne Gampat is telling Ryan Bechu that we have to be very careful in terms of the geopolitical events that are happening. We would have seen when the Ukraine war hit that our food import bill increased, and at that time, CARICOM in general was going through a push to reduce their food import bill, but we saw our increase by a couple $2 billion. In this case, he's saying that the governments need to liaise with these grocery chains to make sure that this doesn't reoccur now that we have this conflict in the Middle East, and the plans that these supermarket chains or these grocery chains have to make sure that the food import bill is kind of managed so that we wouldn't end up in a situation where we have not just shortages, but we can reduce the amount of spending that we have on imported foods. It's not surprising that Guyana is one of the lower, I think it was 24%. Guyana and Haiti were the two countries that were doing well in terms of growing their own food. Guyana has been really pushing to do more agriculture, especially powered by their energy sector returns that they've seen in the last couple of years. But on the other end, we really haven't pushed for agriculture as much. But the grocers are really calling on the government to give them that support so that we can develop our local agriculture sector and our food stock, so that when these geopolitical issues hit, as they are expected to, because we are still in the early days of it, we would not be adversely affected.
I mean, clearly, when I'm looking at the numbers here, I mean, look, St. Kitts and Nevis, Bahamas, I mean, they're 90s, you know, we're talking about dependency on food from overseas, and, you know, Barbados is also in the conversation, Trinidad and Tobago. Is it that our palate would have changed? I mean, we're more in tune now to that foreign flavor and foreign taste?
There's a combination of things. I think because we are island nations, there's a part of it that we can't get away from. We're not the largest land spaces where we can grow, or we have these products that we are accustomed having. Like, we'd have to import certain meats and such especially if you're a tourism-dependent market like Barbados. You would have to bring in a lot of food stock. So what they are trying to do is to make sure there's a greater catchment within the CARICOM region so that we wouldn't have to depend on so many outside sources, so that those costs would come down, because in some cases the importation cannot be avoided.
Yeah, this story, I was taken aback with the kind of numbers. And again, Trinidad and Tobago in the conversation. And again, the region's food import bill, it stands at approximately US $7 billion. That is a very stark reality. Well, I'll give you a chance to put in some closing remarks as it pertains to today's Business Guardian. Pete?
Well, we also had a sit-down interview with the new president of BAT, who realizes he has a bit of a balancing act, Andrea Perez. So I sat down with him because, of course, a lot of people would raise the concern that they go into the banks and they can't get the US dollar. So he's trying to, reach out to the public and meet them halfway and explain to them that it's not necessarily the banks that are causing this shortage. And he also is trying to educate the public with regard to scams and those different currency issues that are emerging in the banks, so that he really wants to push for a more education to the public so they can understand why the banks are operating the way they are in terms of their fees and in terms of the foreign exchange issues that we're experiencing.
Yeah, and I guess obviously, the hoarding continues, and I think people, they don't feel secure putting their money in the system, because I guess when you want to get it back, even though yes, it can grow in the system as opposed to just sitting down at home, I guess the major concern is when you want it immediately, you can't get it, and you have to get it in increments. And there's US in the country, Pete. I think we could all agree to that, but it's not in the system. People are keeping it and hoarding it.
Yeah, it's definitely frustrating, and especially when you're trying to, for businesses in particular, if you have businesses that also rely on, getting your stock in, you have to pay foreign exchange for your stock. If you have to, get on a waiting list, that delays the amount of sales you can have, the amount of stock that you can get, and how much you can provide for your customers. And if you even want to plan a trip for your family, getting piece by piece doesn't allow you to, properly put together those plans or even get the tickets in a certain time frame. So it's really, really a challenging time with this foreign exchange situation in the country.
Yeah, because trust and believe, I just came back from Jamaica. They do have an issue with Forex there. No issue at all. A matter of fact, you really get your change per se in US. And some establishments, you get back your change in US. Most places, you get back Jamaican. But I tell myself, what's going on? And they also had a Forex issue some years ago, but they were able to turn it around. So I'm trying to figure out why the delay and why the current frustration, and especially for those, yes, we know business folks go through the peril, but for the average man and woman who just want to travel and they want to get some US, the kind of hoops you have to jump through. And I'm hearing now on the black market, it's gone from $7 and $7.50 to now $8, for US.
Yeah, it's continuously pushing up because the demand is very high. I think everyone in the country has use for foreign exchange at different levels, as you mentioned, just trying to plan a trip or just to go outside. The travel economy is a significant thing. Getting out is one of the major things that is happening in our generation at this time. And Jamaica is an interesting case. The IMF has touted them as one of the success stories in terms of the last 10 years, how they've been able to manage their financial system and get to this point where you can go into the bank and get a significant tranche of foreign exchange at their banks. And I actually know that because of that system, there are businesses who have invested in their arms in Jamaica to try and, address the foreign exchange concerns that they have here. So it is something that we should look at to see if we could take a lesson from our Caribbean neighbor to see if that could be implemented in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, we have some time. I've been given a little more time, so I want to touch on your story, and it's treating with a shift in culture as it pertains to anti-money laundering. And we know, Peter, culture is one of the hardest things to shift and to change. What an interesting story. Could you elaborate on your development here on page 8?
Yeah, so last week there was a conference on anti-money laundering, and it comes on the heels of us having a few significant milestones. The EU would have removed us from the blacklist earlier this year, and last month, in early March, we would have passed the bill to get the measures for FATF compliance in train. But former finance minister or minister in the Ministry of Finance, Conrad Enel, points out that while we have these legislation and policies in place, what we need is to get the buy-in from the people who actually have to enforce or flag these transactions that could be seen as money laundering acts. Because if we're seeing it and somebody is turning a blind eye, then we cutting ourselves at the knees in essence. So he's urging that we go on the push to get that cultural change, so that when people see something that's off, they immediately report it, so that these policies can take the effect and have the impact that is necessary, so that we wouldn't fall back into a situation where Trinidad and Tobago, or indeed the rest of the Caribbean, is seen as that place or as a money laundering haven, as it might have been in previous years.
Pete, I want to thank you. We had a really very lengthy and productive discussion this morning. All the best, and thanks again to you and the team for another great installment of the Business Guardian. All the best.
Thank you for having me, and all the best to you and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago. I hope everyone has a great Thursday.
Yes, indeed. You're welcome, Peter Christopher and the Business Guardian team, touching base. Police and you, Officer Russell, in the building to treat with a very important talking point. Crime reduction initiatives. ESP Russell, up next.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488 or visit our website to order. Sheikleisha Limited, the Caribbean's largest manufacturers of plain and printed paper bags, leaders in plastic bags, vermicelli, split piece powder, and greaseproof paper, ideal for doubles, french fries, and sandwiches. Supplying stores nationwide. For quality products, trust Sheikleisha Limited, 665-3336.
I'm going to take you upstairs. I'm going to fix you up. And when Mr. Hubert come, I'm going to tell him.
Tell me what?
Oh, Miss Pamela only had one drink, sir.
I'm going to make some coffee. I want to be alone with my wife.
Your wife? That's a good joke.
So you've been telling our business to Myrna?
No.
Watch TNT's hit soap opera, Westwood Park, Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. only on CNC3.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
For me, people matter most. It's the same if you hail from Moruga, where I'm from, Mount Irvin, Scarborough, or Port of Spain. As a journalist, I'm focused on building that connection between Trinidad, the region, and the world. Most importantly, I want always to use my voice as a powerful weapon to break down barriers wherever they exist. This is why we are where you are.
Calling all filmmakers, producers, content creators, influencers, and recording artists. If you're looking to rent a versatile studio space with green screen, video wall, cyclorama, and more, look no further. GM Labs is here to make your dreams a reality. Located in the heart of Port of Spain on St. Vincent Street, GM Labs is your one-stop shop for all your creative needs with over 2,800 square feet to work with. Take your creative concept to the final product at GM Labs. Give us a call or WhatsApp or message us on our Instagram and Facebook pages at GM Labs TT.
This is Mary. Mary has bills to pay and takes a chance parking in front of the building at the no parking sign. Mary returns to her car, and this is what happens. Mary decides to call when she's 5 minutes away to let her daughter know that she is close by. But Mary forgot one thing.
Boy, second ticket for the day. I don't know, nah? I really don't know. Well, I tell you.
After 2 tickets, Mary just isn't paying attention to her speed.
You see a fixed penalty notice, fixing speed like 15 kilometers. You have 30 years to pay, 15 years to contest.
It has showed how other people, look at other people passing, all they ain't seen them. All they seen me, right? Eh? All they too wicked.
Don't be like Mary. Obey the laws of the road. A message from the TTPS.
This season, Ask the Doctor is at a new time. It's your weekly prescription for trusted medical advice. In the Doctor's Capsule, Dr. Tilak Singh breaks down big health topics clearly and simply. Get a dose of smiles in the Kiddies Capsule as our youngest experts share health tips with heart. Explore the science behind the headlines in Medical Minds, featuring real doctors, real insight, and your questions matter. Join the open forum live and get answers straight from the source. Ask the Doctor, every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
I'm so dizzy. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Oh. Caleb, are you okay? Oh my God, are you all right?
Cal! I need help! Cal!
Jackson? Hey, what's wrong?
It's Caleb. He's like really...
Where is he now?
It's not far. Come on, I'll show you.
Lead the way.
Be sure to catch Sullivan's Crossing, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Police and you, another interesting conversation ahead with ASP Russell. We thank him for the commitment, the time. It's not easy. Every Thursday he's here to treat and to share with us some of the major plans. And this week we are treating with crime reduction initiatives. I look forward to what's the working plan, what's the blueprint to ensure this becomes a reality. ASP Russell, good to see you again, man. It's been a week, 2 weeks?
No, just 1 week. It's 2 weeks?
Yeah, remember.
It's 1 week, man.
1 week, yes, 1 week.
Things nice with you. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, Mr. Williams. On behalf of my Commissioner of Police, Deputy Commissioner, Assistant Commissioners, and First and Second Division Officers of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. As usual, it's a pleasure being here.
Well, obviously, we know you can't be everywhere all the time, 24/7. But you all are trying. And what are some of the crime reduction initiatives that you're seeing some results? So let's look at the short-term, medium-term, and the long-term plans at play.
Well, what I could say is that we have observed some sporadic incidents of violent crime, and we understand how crimes and the use of social media, how it puts that fear into the public domain, respect to the fear of crime. So what we have done is reviewed and strengthened our strategies, taking a multi-pronged approach to look at criminal activity, drug blocks, dismantling of criminal gang and suppression of gang violence, as we seek also to simultaneously increase our firearm and drug interdiction. it is a multi-pronged approach where we partner with other members of the national security sector, the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, one of our long-time partners in this crime fight. A lot of divisions, you will see the reintroduction of joint army patrols. We also looking at our partners in the licensing authority. We look at our friends in the transit police, our friends at the traffic wardens, who stand by us side by side on most of our exercises.
So you're not working in silos, it's a collaborative push?
Definitely a collaborative push. But what I want to mention as well, we understand we cannot do it in isolation. So it's intelligence-led, looking at the partnership with the community as well.
Well, in terms of partnership with the community, and I'm glad you mentioned drug blocks, every area, everyone looking on, they will know where the drug block is or the drug house. Where I live in Samoa, there's the infamous drain. As we speak, somebody's selling drugs right now. If I know that, the community knows that, I'm sure the officers know that, how come you all don't have those places hot and you all don't literally shut down operations? I've been baffled by that reality for many years.
Well, what I am certain about is areas like those are heavily raided. But what tends to be the trend, and this is where we need the community to come in, no one really would hold, and I tell Trinidad and Tobago, wherever there's a drug block, there are firearms. So don't think the guy's just selling some weed. Weed turns into sale of cocaine, and we go further and further, right? So what tends to happen, it's usually in some bushes, it's usually in an old derelict vehicle. So it's never, even though you search them, unless proper surveillance is done, you would have a difficulty. And when I say proper surveillance, I'm asking the public and all to support us, because there are some places, from the time a strange vehicle comes into the area, the person by the corner house, the person with the wireless set on the corner or the cell phone, look out, strange vehicle in. So everybody stops their activity. Somebody may have cameras in the vicinity of where the block is, but they may not want to hand over the footage to build that evidence as to who is the person. If we find it there, no, but finding firearm in the bush, you may know it's linked to somebody, but if the person, is cautious, you may not find any DNA trace on it. You may just have to go and you find it, and you try to do further inquiries, or see somebody would support you with a statement saying, on so date I saw XYZ place that object there. So this is where the community partnership comes in. It's not that we're not targeting. It's just that persons are with you and everybody's thinking, and the laws are online, and everybody's really doing, trying to see, it's a cat and mouse continuously.
In terms of the empiricals, the data coming in, any headway being made thus far? In terms of serious crime? Because I know obviously people always look at the murder rate, but outside of that particular stat, break-ins, car theft, some of what you always talk about with people meeting on the date apps, are we seeing any kind of decline at all?
I want to tell you what is interesting, and every time I say that, I always get licks on the social media network. Yeah, I'm particularly coming out from some TV stations when they place it on the network. I can't say for certain as I sit here, because I get the murder rate update every day, that we are below last year's figures for the period by double figures. But persons are not feeling that level of safety. On the whole, when you look at serious crimes, there is a level of reduction. However, we could bring the biggest percentage if persons don't feel safe. It would not transcend into a better way of living. So what we want to do is to increase our operational visibility throughout the streets, in the schools, partner with the Ministry of Education to further enhance their anti-bullying campaign, their crime reduction campaign, their anger management and de-escalation of fights and these issues in school, because we have to go all around. So whilst you're treating with the bigger issues, you treat with the smaller issues, so you don't have a continuous recycling of criminal behavior and deviant behavior. As you get rid of one group, a younger group comes. So this is what we're trying to do. It's an all hands on deck situation. And it's not just me, it's not just you. All of Trinidad and Tobago have to do their part to make Trinidad and Tobago a safer place, because we have to live here.
Indeed, and I'm happy that you mentioned, the young people, the special and targeted focus on the youth. I saw recently a teenager held under the SOE, person of interest. That doesn't happen overnight. Is it that they build a case? How does one even end up on that particular chart or that list, or you end up on the radar of the officers to be taken into custody as a person of interest?
Because there's a level of information that is analyzed that turns into intelligence.
So it's a file, basically. They will have a
file, yeah. And you must satisfy the hierarchy, the judiciary as well as the Homeland Minister, that there is sufficient information, evidence to really put this person. Now, notwithstanding that, you would have seen persons that still are released without being charged. Sometimes you have enough, but you just still haven't met the evidential threshold to secure a conviction before a court.
So as they say on the street or in local terms, your name calling, basically.
Your name calling. Your name calling.
And that means they're kind of building a file. You are a person of interest. What they say, you're known to the TTPS.
Definitely.
And that's not a good thing, obviously.
Well,
to be known.
Well, it depends on what you're known for.
Well, I mean, if you're known for that, if you're known for something that you had to take inside, it means you're clearly not known for the right thing.
Yeah.
And what's your advice in that regard for the parents and the guardians who might have a young man or a young woman who hard to manage, hard to maintain, they're out there with the elements and the name calling?
Well, what I want to say to the parents and the guardians, you have a responsibility as well to contribute to making Trinidad and Tobago a safe place. And if you are experiencing that trouble, there are different mediums out there. We have we could bring them into the station for us to have a conversation with them. Do not condone their wrongdoing. If they have to go before the court, you bring them into us, you give us the information. If you see that they are involved, they are hiding firearms in the house and stuff like that, give us the information. We have the police youth clubs. We have the Community Conflict Resolution Center, which operates out of the Marcus St. Joseph station, and big shout out to the Office of Officium Limited, which would have partnered with Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to have these initiatives as well. We have the child line. We have plenty different things where counseling can be done.
As we wrap things up, that St. Joseph Police Station you always speak about, that's the one on the main road?
No, that's Maracas St. Joseph. That's higher up.
Higher up,
yeah,
okay.
Higher up.
Well, we out of time, but I must say, I want us to continue this conversation with the crime fighting initiatives, and especially the ones targeted towards the youth, because they are the ones that I believe, I have faith that they could turn it around. Sometimes when the branch done bend big hardback man and woman, it's kind of harder in that regard. But with the young people, I think there is that ability to bring them back on the straight and narrow.
Well, we would not give up on the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. We took an oath to protect and serve, and we would continue to do that. We want to make Trinidad and Tobago safe for those persons who visit, who live, who work in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah.
So we would continue to do our best Trinidad and Tobago, and we would not throw our hands up in the air. We will not give up on this, our beautiful twin island state of Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, P. Russell, sincere thanks, and a quick reminder, don't let your name call. At least if it call, let it call for the right reason, not the wrong reason, because they are building files, and that's how they would put you into, I guess, calm down. To give you that stark warning. We take the pause, we come back, and we treat with more conversations heading up to the 7 a.m. news update. See you soon.
Looking for the ultimate gaming experience? Welcome to Phase 22 Gaming Lounge, where gamers of all ages come to play, compete, and have fun. Dive into your favorite games on PlayStation, Nintendo, Xbox, or race on our high-tech racing rigs. And experience the thrill of VR with PlayStation and Meta Quest. Our lounge is safe, comfortable, and perfect for everyone. When you're done, check out the latest gaming systems, accessories, and even Samsung and Apple phones. Visit us on the second floor of Gulf City Mall or call 786-2404 to book your gaming session today. Looking for a smart way to grow your savings? For just a limited time, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Credit Union is offering competitive fixed deposit rates of up to 4%. That's up to 4% guaranteed when you invest with PCU Fixed Deposit. Visit any of our locations in Barataria, Arima, San Fernando, or Tobago to get started today. For more details, visit policecreditunion.com or call us at 6124-PCU. PCU. Your future is safe with us.
I've always wanted to be a mom. Always wanted to plan when it was going to happen.
What's wrong?
I'm pregnant. I haven't told Andrew yet.
You're not thinking about getting back together with him.
If you need me, I'm just a phone call away, okay?
Doesn't it bother you not having a plan?
Life's got a way of showing you what your next move's gonna be.
Season 2 of Sullivan's Crossing premieres May 13th at 8 p.m. Only on CNC3.
This particular story, I would have made mention of it in my monologue this morning. It's a matter of fact on page 8, and it speaks to what's happening via the pharmacies and more so PNM Senator, who there is this increasing chorus for her to step down based on what transpired, to bring some clarity and really break it down for us so we can understand the full dynamics at play. We welcome Glenn Wayne. He's here with us yet again, president of the Private Pharmacy Retail Business Association. So Glenn is here with me live. Of course, your colleague Ricardo, who would have joined you a couple of times, he is on the Zoom line. He is the Pharmacy Board of Trinidad and Tobago Council member. And we're looking at this development, Glenn and Ricardo. And I'll start with you, Glenn. And I just want to say good morning, gentlemen. And we actually go until after 7. So we'll go to the news and we'll come back with this conversation.
Yeah.
For the layman, for those who don't really understand what's happening, if you could just break it down for us. From what I understand, there's a probe. Senators are there asking questions. Of course, the last Minister of Health, which is the Alsing, questions to answer. And from what I'm seeing here, he would have been, well, for want of a better word, assisted, as it were, inside the said probe. It's come to bear that there would have been some documents edited. I'm going based on what I'm seeing in The Guardian. It says, quote, the issue reportedly arose after track changes, edits, were discovered in a Microsoft Word document submitted by the Alsing in error, raising ethical and serious concerns.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
First, I'd like to just clarify your introduction. Both Ricardo and myself are current council members of the Pharmacy Board. I'm the president of the Private Pharmacy Business Association, and Ricardo is the acting president of the Confederation of Business Chambers.
That's right.
We are also both organizations part of PSOT, the private sector organization of TNT, which has been recently formed. under Minister Kamamaraj, which is one of his brainstorms, to actively get the SMEs and not just the conglomerates in the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. So the PSAT is going to be there now, representing all SMEs, small manufacturing enterprises.
Well, Glenn, thanks so much for the clarity.
To get into what you just mentioned there, yes, Minister D.L. Singh, as the former Minister of Health, is the representative of the Ministry of Health under all which the revelations are coming to light now with the JSC meetings that had started in around November, December, to now probably about 5-6 meetings, which I have attended most of them.
And you were raising these concerns, I would imagine, for over about a year and a half,
Correct.
2 years now.
Yes, 2 years now, the PPRB and the Pharmacy Board under Ricardo have been bringing to light the misdemeanors, you know, the inequitable treatment of pharmacies, and all, you know, based on the distributors and the retail industry, the importation, everything, registration of products and things, all under Minister D.L. Singh tenure. There were allegations of impropriety, misconduct, you know, favoritism.
And I remember distinctly when we had this initial conversation about 2 years ago, part of the major concern would have been that the big players, the big fish really, were getting the bulk of stock, and it was kind of more or less putting a squeeze on the mamas and papas pharmacy, the smaller pharmacies.
Correct, yes. Well, that was the primary problem. You know, you have a conglomerate getting into manufacturing, distribution, and their own retail. On fair pricing, we engage with the Fair Trade Commission to start, you know, working towards saying, now we have the Fair Trade Commission board, which is good, so that we have some young, vibrant people there to start actually act.
Well, let me see, President Glenn Wayne, I want you stay with me. Ricardo, we're going to definitely come right back to you after the 7 a.m. News update to really get some commentary. So for all those in tune with this conversation, stick around. We're going to get immediately back into this flow in a few. This is happening after our 7 a.m. news update. See you soon.
Can you do this?
Time Check, brought to you by the Central Bank and the National Financial Literacy Program.
Good morning, I'm Doris Polo with headline news on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. The Prime Minister is confirming that Trinidad and Tobago is not leaving CARICOM, but she has launched another scathing attack on the regional body over what she described as a failure to corroborate a key WhatsApp message central to an ongoing governance dispute. According to Kamla Prasad Bisasa, the message barring Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister Sean Sobers from attending the Nevis retreat was sent to foreign ministers in a WhatsApp group. However, she expressed deep frustration that no member of CARICOM's leadership publicly confirmed its existence. She said the continued refusal by regional officials to acknowledge the communication raises serious concerns about competence and transparency. The Prime Minister described CARICOM's leadership, particularly at the Secretariat, as dysfunctional, dishonest, and incompetent. Meanwhile, Antigua and Barbuda's ambassador to the United States and the OAS, Sir Ronald Sanders, is urging CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett to consider resigning amid the controversy over her reappointment. Today, the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee will meet for an emergency sitting to determine the fate of PNM Senator Janelle John Bates, who is accused of coaching a witness she was meant to scrutinize. The committee, made up of government, opposition, and independent Senate members, is probing how the state acquires pharmaceuticals.
The questions mostly cover the period where Terence Dialsing was health minister. Dialsing submitted a statement to the committee via a Word document. However, it appears that Senator John Bates, a member of the committee tasked with scrutinizing Dialsing, may have assisted him in drafting his statement. The PNM remains guarded, with its chairman saying action will only come once all the facts are known and only if warranted.
Once all of the information comes to hand in the appropriate manner, the PNM will take whatever appropriate action that is necessary in the circumstances.
Former Energy Minister Stuart Young is putting the board and public servants at the National Gas Company on notice. They could face personal legal liability for following the government's lead. Young describes the current administration's handling of state energy revenues and cross-border negotiations as incompetent and dangerous. At an opposition briefing yesterday, he accused the government of presenting unaudited accounts to Parliament to mask the true state of the country's energy security, warning those at the NGC that following orders won't protect them from the law.
And I'm warning the staff at National Gas Company, you have fiduciary duties. You breach those along with the board of NGC and action will be taken against you, personally. So follow them to the end of the branch. And when it is cut off, expect what is to come.
Those were your 7 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
Back as we continue with this very important conversation. I want to bring Ricardo into the fold immediately, council member. Ricardo, I would imagine, yes, as much as there's lots of controversy and back and forth, there must be still that silver lining in this dark cloud, because out of all of this, I suspect there will be more transparency and accountability. Where are you? You think anyone will be held responsible? These calls for the senator to step down, these calls for some of the unjust practices of the past. Are you feel we heading in the right direction, Ricardo?
Hi, good morning, GW, and good morning to viewers. Yes, I believe we are heading in the right direction. Let me give you a little quick synopsis. You would have interviewed us maybe a couple of years ago, as you rightfully mentioned earlier. And we had these key issues, these key problems. The pharmaceutical sector was being treated unfairly. You had many small distributors, importers, small pharmacies seeing significant difficulty in registering products, while some companies would have gotten it at a faster time rate. And you have to kind of put things in perspective now on how the world runs. So if you're at that time, when persons applied for registration of a pharmaceutical, and you're being told you're waiting 180 days to get a response. Now, this response is either negative or positive. You don't know where your company lies in this whole scheme of things. It's just a matter of getting a response. And you have to think at the speed in which the global economy operates now. Do you think that any supplier in the US or the UK finds it acceptable to wait 180 days for a response or something that can be done in 2 to 3 weeks? So we become the laughing stock of registration in the entire Caribbean, and it is not even this difficult. No, we do believe that there must be stringent practices to ensure safety for the public. We support that 100%. So I am happy that when we saw these problems, both Glenn and I are very instrumental in the formation of the PPRBA together with our colleague Annie Mirage, and we got this PPRBA going to represent the private sector of the pharmaceutical retail business. And we got it up and running, and we made representation at a point in time when we had a pharmacy board that previously was not functioning the way it should. Fortunately, I became president in between 2024 to 2026, and in my tenure, we made changes. Now, we saw what was happening. We saw the unfair trade practices. Glenn took the initiative, they went to fair trade, and this is how this all got started. But we are very hopeful now that things would proceed in the correct direction. It is rather disappointed that to see now that we had to postpone one of these meetings because a senator decides to assist a key witness in altering their statements. Now, why are we trying to purport the course of justice? You have a role to play as a senator in the highest, in Parliament, which everyone looks up to in terms of providing real, accurate, correct information and to do what is correct. When we are trying to interfere with these processes now, we have to ask our question, what are they trying to hide or prevent from coming out from this? We are hoping that justice is served across the board. We are hoping that things are improved because we were in a system where there was a lot of unfairness. And this would have caused businesses to go belly up. I mean, we were faced with significant challenges, and we know that our main aim is solely to make the lives of our patients, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, in the pharmaceutical industry, their experience a lot more comfortable and affordable. We have had too many things happening in this country that has been left without proper accountability. And whatever we can do, and I think we have done a fairly good job to get us to this position right now, where the PAAC meeting is getting to the bottom of things. And I hope that whatever process now that that committee has to do with treating with these senators, that they do it in what is within their due processes. And let's continue to move forward with the PAAC meeting.
Well, thank you so much, Ricardo. And as we look to close things, I'll let Glenn have the final say. And for those who need some more clarity on this particular issue, today's Guardian, page 8, gives a full breakdown, and it speaks to the potential legal and ethical issues of the senator assisting the former Minister of Health, while they're in a role and function to ask and to probe and to get the truth behind these issues. This is... you have any tablet for headache and upset stomach? Because this got my stomach very upset.
Well, in this instance, a tablet wouldn't suffice for us or the population. What I think will suffice, and if Chairman Jagdev Singh does the correct thing and the relevant authorities does the correct thing, this should not be finished with a slap on the wrist for any one senator in the meetings or any other senator who has been appointed. Recommendations should be made for both of them, their appointments by the president to be revoked. And that would be the best tablet that could cure this problem and let the JSC move forward with its investigation and continue in the revelations. And I hope the recommendations of the committee on the completion of this, that we results-oriented and we really get action to make the 99% happy and not the 1%.
Well, Glenn and Ricardo, I want to thank you all for coming on. You all have raised an issue not just today, not last week, not last year. For the last 2 years, you have been talking about this, and I'm happy to see there is a momentum and there is that greater call for accountability and transparency. Keep us in the loop, gentlemen, and thanks as always for the time.
Well, thank you very much.
Up next.
Thank you very much, Gabi.
For sure, Ricardo. All the best. Up next, mental health matters. Johansson in the building. Interesting conversation ahead.
Yeah, boss.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry, premier insurance coverage for less.
Don't miss the gripping drama Cabo. Sundays at 8 p.m. only on CNC3.
Yuan-Se is here with me for a very interesting talking point. I'm looking forward to this particular topic, and I'll get to it very soon. Let me just say good morning, and as always, greetings to Yuan-Se. Mental health matters.
Morning, Jason, and morning to everybody viewing.
Great to be back.
All right, so we're diving in.
Diving in, and you're asking, well, the question is, why do you get angry? Why, Yuan-Se?
All right. Well, let me break down first what is anger. Right? Most times when I ask someone, well, what is really anger? Explain in your words. Most people can't really explain what anger is, you know. You could explain what anger is?
Anger is when I think all communication is lost. You're trying to explain yourself. There is no reasoning. There is no grace. And you have lost patience with you have lost patience in the moment. And you have gone to a place now of either shouting or even worse yet, violence to express yourself. I think anger is forced, you know.
Right.
Anger is forced.
I think this is one of the best explanations I ever get for a personal explanation for what anger is. Because I'll break it down. Anger is when you don't accept reality and you're trying to force it to change.
Or somebody not seeing the reality that you're presenting. Because if I'm saying to you, Yuan-Se, we are in a studio here and that's a camera, and you're telling me, no, that's not a camera. That is a pool stick or a cricket bat. It's like you're trying to come on. It's like you're crazy. The camera, and then I now get so upset
because
I'm forcing you now to see.
Right, because you can't accept the reality of what they're saying.
No, well, so I hear what you're saying, but the reality is that it is what it is. But you seeing it as something different. So it's like, who not seeing the reality is you or me?
Right. So it's force, and that is the point now, is because something happened, the person viewing it, I don't like what it is, so I want to change it. But the truth is, we can't change people or we can't change things. But so in the act of trying to force to do it, we get also a frustration, right? And trying to change something we can't, versus accepting reality. Now, accepting reality don't mean that you like it. Accepting reality means, hey, right now, this person acting in a way I don't like. It's not that I'm trying to change them or trying to show them whether it is by physical force or mental, by shouting. It is, who this person is, I know where to category to put them in now. My child doing something I don't really like, right? I can't, although we have authority, you can't really force a child to do something when they really don't want to. But when we say, okay, right now my child didn't do well in this test, and accept that reality, what could I do now?
So anger is something expressed in so many different ways, and a place that we see it and experience it every day is on the road. Road rage, the anger, the lack of patience. You can't control what somebody do. The bad driver, the swerve, they didn't indicate. And I've seen people go from 0 to 100. And then there are others like myself. I could safely say, and I say this not to sound nice or no kind of nice, but I think I really have no road rage. I've come to understand that I can't control people's attitude on the road, and I dare anybody to say they ever see me wearing on glass and cuss anybody. I just don't have it in me. I just when I see bad drivers, I just say, wow, look at that drive, and I keep it pushing because it's just not in my spirit.
Because you came to a place of acceptance, not that you like the bad driver.
No, I don't like it. I hate it.
Exactly, and I want to make that clear.
And even if I cuss, sometimes I might cuss inside the car, but not to somebody though.
Right. Most people, I can't speak for all, but most people have road rage because of a false premise. The false premise is everybody should follow the rules.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Everybody does follow the rules. So we be driving a long time. You drive 5 years at least and trying to realize it have a different rule. It had the rules we learn in the book and have a rules where people drive by. Now, I'm not saying that correct, but if you accept and understand it, you could see when somebody going and change lane without they turning on the indicator. But if you expect people to do something that you know they're not going to do, which is not living in reality, then the anger comes.
What about you in an environment where you have to suppress the anger? You know, you're getting upset, but probably might be a work environment, might be a relationship scenario, might be a relationship with a parent, and you have to just kind of suppress it. And where do you transfer that energy? Because sometimes people, they blow up. And I see it a lot of times in Fet Match. And for the men who cussing and carrying on the Fet Match field where we go to just kick ball or play cricket, I see something, there's a transfer of energy, something happening somewhere where they're using this moment now to express themselves, which probably is a good thing, because you're getting it out. A lot of people are angry at all you and say, you're touching a kind of moment here. No?
It's a two-edged sword, right? Because it's good to let it out, but it's to let it out in the right direction. If you get me vexed, right, and I suppress it, and I go and I slide tackle somebody because Jason get me vexed, it's good that I let it out, but I let it out in the wrong place. And the fact that I even suppress it many times is because I can't accept the reality of what you did or whatever the person did. And I'm going back to the acceptance part, because once you are able to accept, once you're able to accept what the person do, your mind is think a little clearer as in how now to navigate it healthy. But if I've refused, why he had to be so? From the time you say why somebody have to be so means I'm denying who they really are and wishing there's something else. If you understand where I'm going. Why the situation have to be so? Why the sun so hot? Right? The Trinidadian things. Why this? Don't question why. Accept it and then move forward.
You think some people just have a spirit of anger, the environment, the live reality? Because I mean, a lot of us are angry, you know.
Here what is a spirit of non-acceptance.
Okay, a spirit of non-acceptance.
Yeah, they can't accept what is the reality of things, so now they want to change it by force, and that change by force energy is what has come out as anger.
And you could make adjustments.
Yeah, now it might be easy adjustment because it's a mindset, and mindset usually something ingrained into you. But if you're able to understand this is the reality of this person, you can't change them, I'll decide where I put them. This is the reality of the situation, I don't like it. So now what can I do to maybe change it or move away from it? But now if I say, no, I don't like it and I want to force it to change, you're not even thinking clearly now to do something healthy. It will come out forceful, physically forceful, you'll be shouting, you'll be cursing, things like that, and then that solves nothing, right? So the same reality you don't like is the same way, and you're frustrating yourself trying to change it.
Let me tell you, we could talk about this all morning, you know. Here, what I want us to have a part two.
A part, all right.
Because I think you have touched on a real important
We could do that next
point.
week one time, because this is an extensive.
Well, no, this is definitely one we have to explore, because a lot of what we go through and we face and we see out there is anger, people walking up. You see it on their face.
People walking around non-acceptance.
Non-acceptance.
That is what it is. They're not accepting the reality and they're trying to change it by force.
Wow. You want to say? You have the final say.
Nation, reality is reality. Even though you don't like it sometimes, you can't force it to change. Take time to accept it. Don't complicate life, because even though life is not easy, it's really not that hard. Thank you for listening.
So next time you see somebody getting on, say, why you gonna, don't say why you gonna say angry, say Non-acceptance. Non-acceptance. They'll get more vexed, get more angry. But let me tell you, I won't lie. God spare, we're going to continue with this next week. I can't wait. You and have a great one ahead, man. A great week.
Yes, and thanks very much.
For sure, we continue great conversations ahead. As a matter of fact, I'm going till 8. Ian, I got the day off, so lots more to treat with as we work to the 8 o'clock hour. Community Wellness Initiative, we're going to treat with that next. I believe Milfleur, they're involved with this one, so we stand by for details.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest local importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Call us today at 701-6488 or visit our website to order.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
Our connection is reliable, credible, and authentic. Thank you for trusting me to bring you the news. It's a privilege to be in your homes and hearts. With every story and every newscast, CNC3 is keeping you informed and inspired. When it comes to news, we are where you are.
The Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ, teaching the truth about God's people, God's plans, and the secrets of God, all written within the pages of the Holy Bible, which is the Word of God. Watch The Hidden Truth every Thursday at 5:30 a.m. to 6 a.m. on CNC3.
Through every storm and every sunrise, a familiar face and a trusted voice returns to your forecast.
This is where it all began.
Good afternoon, Sidoni. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Stronger, sharper, ready to serve you again.
15 minutes, the news.
Because when it comes to your weather,
I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your CNC3 weather forecast. It's good to be home.
Well, I want to say, kudos to the Milfleur Clinic and Spa, and this is to establish that this particular clinic is actually there in the Woodbrook area. People here in Milfleur, and I don't want you to go by the Savannah, looking for this particular initiative on Saturday, and to really share with us this great initiative. And it's all part of the commemoration of World Health Day that transpired earlier this month on the 7th. We want to welcome Umela Maharaj Thompson, owner of the Milfleur's Clinic and Spa. Great to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Definitely. And Owen St. Rose, a man I know from the St. James days.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Councillor for Woodbrook and St. James. Owen, great to see you, man.
Thanks, man. Morning.
Good morning. Now, this particular initiative, a very important one. We know the Woodbrook area. As much as people know the avenue and lots of business and enterprise there, as you go into Woodbrook itself, lots of community, well, elderly people in the community,
Correct.
you know, it's a vibrant community. I would imagine it's for them and for everyone, and all and sundry. Just walk me through the idea, how it came together, this collaboration to have this particular wellness initiative on Saturday.
So I'd let Mr. St. Rose answer that because he approached us to assist.
Definite. Woodbrook, as you know, we live in this space, is a community, is a maturing community. We would have had, for the past 3 years since I've been in service, we've been in, Milfleur was always doing something quietly in the background. And as we know it, Woodbrook, one of the main pet peeves they have is noise pollution. And with a maturing community as it is, as I said earlier, I think what the best reach out would have been something of this nature. Mirage Thompson and Milfleur has always assisted me in Woodbrook, be it with food support, textbook support, and the opportunity came about based on this period, this World Health, this mental health, to give back in a real way, because this clinic is based on wellness and personal care, and that's up right up her alley. So in talking with her and asking her to partner with me on it, it was all systems a go, because this was something that she really felt that she could do, because she's been in community for about 15 years.
Yes, of course.
And being there, being quietly, operating quietly, doing what she had to do, we know as long as we were able to open her doors to the community of Woodbrook, it will only stand to benefit. Yeah, stress levels, everything, you're from this kind of screening, you're able to do so much more for yourself and know so much more about yourself.
So important. And it's a great give back, obviously, to the community that you've set up your business in. It's 50 Petra Street. Give me a landmark. How do we find the clinic?
It's actually pretty easy. Guy and Gordon, exactly where Guy and Gordon is on Petra and Arabita Avenue. And there is, what's that school on our street?
St. Teresa's. St. Teresa's, is it?
St. Teresa's. It's a church.
3 buildings after the avenue, the northern side of the avenue.
Okay, yes. Fantastic. So right
from
there.
The corner, yeah.
What's on offer come Saturday for those who attend, and what's your time frame? What time you open up, and what kind of testing can folks get on Saturday?
So we're open for the public. It's an open house for medical screening, high blood pressure, complimentary for more the older people of the community. It's from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. You can come in, get your free screening for your blood pressure, wellness evaluation, and it's the first time we're doing anything like this. So we really are testing the waters to see how it works.
That's right. And in terms of getting the word out, Owen, obviously we're doing our media blitz now, having that conversation. What else is being done on the ground to ensure that residents are aware
sensitized
that this is happening?
Yeah, we started doing the traditional, as an Asian community again. We did via WhatsApp. I reached out to a lot of my Burgesses via WhatsApp. We also did a walkabout Milfleur, and we took a walkabout in the community for the past 2 days.
We did a lot of flyers.
We have flyers into mailboxes. The normal digitized way of sensitizing the space on it is an easy sell, because again the residents would understand and would appreciate where we're coming from as far as getting that type of message out and having them come in. What is good about this is that after Saturday, that window on Saturday, the clinic has agreed to continue for the month, for the rest of the month. Excellent. Where they can make appointments and come in and still have that free screening done. And just not screening, you also will have a doctor on board, which is going to do a lot of consultations as well.
Excellent, excellent. Amela, outside of the initiative, this great initiative for the residents in the area on Saturday and the rest of the month, what are the range of services provided by the Milfleur Clinic and Spa?
Well, it's a med spa, so we do all spa services, and we have doctors on board. So we do full family clinic, blood testing, weight loss. We do small surgeries, all the ECGs, everything that a normal doctor office does also.
Yeah, and I guess you're also active online, just looking for Milflo?
Yes.
Clinic and Spa?
Yes.
Excellent. You know, Councillor, this is a tremendous initiative, and I'm sure it's part of other programs you would have done in the area. When you move around and you have that conversations with those within the Woodbrook space, what are their major concerns? What you could bring to the fore this morning, based on just your conversations?
The major concern, ever since I've been sitting as councillor for Woodbrook, the major concern, I came in and I meant it like that because it was our uphill battle, is noise pollution.
Noise, yeah.
Yeah, noise pollution. And with all the other little issues we have, which is challenges that the corporation may face, Woodbrook is so unique in that they don't work so much. I mean, Milflo would have done work with me as well as some other corporate entities, and it was always about the major thing is this. Noise, in a sense, is something that we have. The police would normally carry their town meetings, and we go to the town meeting, and the main takeaway, apart from what we know as a challenge, I mean, you live in this space at one time, so you understand what is happening there. The main takeaway is that these residents want to live quietly and enjoy their property. And once they can do that, they don't, it's not like any other real great demand on the space, but to have them comfortable. And looking at what we have as far as a community to treat with, to serve, comfort comes from just that, being able to reside peacefully enough. And doing it, if we could offer them this sort of personal care, it goes beyond the hamper, it goes beyond the book drive, which Milflo helped in for the past 2 years in a big way. Reaching them now via that health approach, I think we would really hit home and really be able to give them some value.
Well said, Owen, and all that speaks to wellness and well-being. Umela, I want to say again sincere thanks. I love this public-private partnership, bringing that kind of service to the area that you've been able to set up shop, and you're giving back in a way, in a major way, to the residents there in Woodbrook. So again, remember the name is the Milflo's Clinic and Spa, 50 Petra Street in Woodbrook. Don't go around the Savannah, because you will not see Umela and Owen there. It's in Woodbrook, right there by Gordon Grant. You can't miss it. All the best, guys, and congrats in advance for Saturday.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
You're most welcome. We take the pause. We come back. Again, going till 8 o'clock. And my colleague is back, her return, and of course, a little bit of her backstory and her interest and her passion. Sagoni, she joins me next.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung, and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2, Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services. Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chaguanas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
Good day, Trinidad and Tobago. A safer nation begins with you standing up, speaking out, and doing your part. As your Commissioner of Police, I am prepared to do my part. Are you prepared to do your part? Get on board. Are you on board?
I am Bishop Ezekiel Clark, President of the Couva Police Station Community Council, and I am proud to say that I am on board with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in their fight against crime in Trinidad and Tobago.
I am Panis Dean Gulston. And I am Panis Yuan Chakri. And crime prevention is everybody's business.
Hi, I am Sajina Kadir, attorney at law and team lead for the attorneys for the TTPS Community Justice Clinic. We support the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service in the fight against crime.
Crime prevention is everybody's business.
I am Shiraz Khan. I am a farmer. I support the TTPS in the fight against crime.
My name is Baldak Maraj, President of the Chaguanas Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Crime fighting is everybody's business.
We are all on board.
My colleague, she is here with me, Sagoni, bright and early. She's told me that she's not going to stay whole day. She's
no.
she made the time to spend some time with me and the audience this morning just to share, and she's going to be back with us later on. Sagoni, welcome back, and great to see you.
Thank you.
You know, I wanted to kind of do it from the angle of the woman behind the camera, because we have known Sagoni Mohammed, we've known the name, the brand for so many years.
Right.
You know, the brand really came into its own here, and we're happy that you're back with us. But when did the passion start? And you know, when we consider media, you could have done sports, entertainment, but you went down that road with weather, and you're very passionate about it.
I am, yes.
Yes. When could you remember the moment it started? When you got
maybe not the exact moment, but I have always been afraid of rain at night. And I think it's from that fear that at 17 years, there was this scholarship in the papers, and I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life, and I applied for it to work at the Met Service. And from there, it's like, okay, they took me in at 17, and everything just fell into place.
Wow, so it started for you at the Met Office?
It did start at the Met Office, yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I guess at that point, the transition, obviously, Met Office, one could, I'm sure there's folks there who want to stay in the background, but obviously coming in front of the camera, being able to step into the light. Walk me through that particular transition.
It's always nerve-wracking, but I'll let you know a little secret, Jason. So it's something that I tell people wherever I go. You know, long ago, when you're coming up to Caroni on the highway, there was always this big banner, and on the banner, I would see people like Roger Sant and Samson Nanton and Francesca Hawkins and Eric Mackey, and I was like, you know what? Someday I'm going to be there. I don't know what I was going to be doing on that banner. And eventually, fast forward a couple of years, I made it onto the banner as the first female weather anchor for CNC3.
Yes,
and
it's true.
Stepping into the camera, it's always challenging. I'm always extremely terrified because I'm like, okay, what if I'm saying the wrong thing? And I'm saying everything off the top of my head. So I'm not using a prompter, and I'm just working with the information that I know, the information that I have. And when the lights come on, you're literally talking to a camera. There's nobody behind it, and you're like, you're talking to yourself. So it's nerve-wracking at times. But, I mean, hey, we're professionals, right? We make it work. We make it happen.
And you've made it so relatable, and the reality is, I think people like yourself, you have shifted the importance of that weather forecast, the weather update. If you notice international news, they actually start their news broadcast with weather.
Yes, because it's so important.
It's literally what helps people kind of plan the day.
Correct, and not just your day, your week, your month. Weather is so vital, and now that I'm in the role of climate change editor, we're moving beyond the daily forecast. We're moving into that realm of what's happening for us regionally and internationally, and how things internationally are impacting us locally, and vice versa. So we're expanding the storytelling. We're going to be expanding, you know, the way that we present a forecast. So it's not just what's happening in the next hour, it's what's going to be happening 72 hours from now. And we've been doing that for years, but now because there's so much of an emphasis and a focus on climate change and the climate crisis, we're going to be digging deep and telling these stories that need to be told at a different level going forward.
And I've always wanted to ask you, Sagoni, your capacity to go out there in the field if, God forbid, it comes down to any major development. Thankfully, we are the most southern of the island, so most of the major storms, they always form north of us.
Right.
And we see our brothers and sisters in Grenada, Dominica recently, of course, Jamaica with Melissa last year being impacted. Right. Are you going to be one of those kind of reporters, if God forbid, will be out there on the field blowing in the wind? Because when I see reporters, when there's a major storm and I see, oh my goodness, look there by the coastline, like, that takes so much courage and belly to do something like that. Do you have that kind of capacity, that kind of...
Jason, have you not met me?
No, I know we've had floods, but we're talking here major developments. You go to the front line?
So I've actually had the privilege over my career, the span of my career, which is now 13 years in media.
13, wow.
Just over 15 years, or almost, I think, 17 years in meteorology, in the science itself. I've had the ability to go to other islands, other Caribbean islands. I've gone and covered hurricanes, I've gone and covered storm coverage, and even disaster mitigation. So what happens after? I've been able...
You serious? You cover hurricane already?
I've actually done hurricanes Irma, Maria, and Dorian.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
I didn't even... You see, that's good. That's good you asked. I just couldn't recall. So you was out there in the front line, feeling the impact?
Well, we came in just about a day after the hurricane and then had to leave before another one came in. So it's that kind of feeling that you get knowing that even though we in Trinidad, we only get flooding, right? But we could still also get wind impacts. We could get storm surge. And it's bringing that reality of what's happening to our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors to us so that we're not just grateful for what we have and where we are located on the globe or on the map, but we understand where that need is to put things in place and always be prepared, because it doesn't just take an eventful season. It just takes one storm, but for Trinidad and Tobago, it could just be flooding and a tropical wave passing by, or 3 or 4 days of rainfall that really impacts us. So it's being mindful of everything that's happening there.
So I'm actually watching The Guardian this morning, Sigoni, and it's speaking to the fact that they're saying no immediate drought threat, but drier months ahead. But isn't it going to be rainy seasons soon? You find the season's kind of upside down, because when it's supposed to be rainy season, it's some cases very dry, and then in the dry season, lots of rain. What's going on? Right,
but you know, in the rainy season, we actually have a heat season. So we have 2 periods in the year where we have a heat season, and we have that in the dry season, and we also have that in the rainy season. Long ago, people would know it as Petit Carême, so that mini drought, so that little dry period somewhere between September and October, where it's ridiculously hot for about 2 weeks or so. But now we're seeing a period where we have hot spells happening in September, the height of the hurricane season. And these are things with climate change and with the weather itself that is now coming into the forefront. It was always there. It's just that now we're able to expand with science and technology and explore it more and really dig deep into it. And the reality is that, yes, we're in for drier conditions, even in an upcoming rainy or hurricane season that's ahead.
So, Guni, when people see you when you're going about your daily business, whether it's at the grocery or just moving around, do people just always come up and ask you for a weather update, like live in person?
Thankfully, no. Most of the time, people don't recognize me very often. But when I start to laugh or they hear me talking, that's when they're like, "Oh, hey, you're Sigoni, or you're the twin?" Because I'm also a twin.
Yes, I know.
And I will be honest. Maybe I shouldn't say this. I'll be honest. Sometimes I tell people, "Oh, I'm the twin,"
because you're the sister. I mean, you all are. Trust me, real identical, you know.
Yeah, and
I didn't even know when I saw you all the time in the car park. I was like, what going on here? I didn't know.
Yeah, we actually played a prank right here at CNC3, where she came in and did the weather on set. Back when Golda and Kamal and they were here in place of me, and I just stood in the background. Golda didn't even know.
Didn't know?
Golda didn't know until we both came on the set at the end.
Oh my goodness! Wow, some beautiful moments. Yep. What has been like? I know obviously you would have made certain moves, but you're back with us. How's the last couple of days been coming back into the space?
It has been, or it was overwhelming at first. You know, seeing everybody. You know, I would have left here in a position where, you know, I suffered a personal loss in my life, and it took me some time, you know, to get back to where I needed to get to. But over the last 7 years, and, you know, my reverend always tells me it represents completion or coming back to something and fulfillment. And I'm like, okay, 7 years later, I'm back at CNC3. The day I left is actually the day I restarted. So it's a full circle moment, and it feels like like I never left in a way.
Yeah.
You know, seeing familiar faces and some new faces, and just being in this space and knowing that we can do so much and we have the opportunity to do a lot of things now and really just tell people's stories and get the message out there. It's a feeling that I can't express and really put into words, but I'm overjoyed and I'm happy and I'm excited to see where we can go over the next few days and years together.
And it speaks to your brand, it speaks to your relationship within the space, the fact that, you know, you can come, I would safely say come back home because here's really where it started for you.
It did, yes.
Yes, and we so happy when I was out of the country, obviously, and I came back in and looking at the news, I say, hey, it's so good. All right. And then I recognize you coming on this morning. So I'm really, really grateful. And, well, I won't put you through the weather. You're coming to talk the weather this morning. I just really wanted to.
No, but as you do say weather, I do have some things that will be coming on stream for the Morning Brew. And you guys will be seeing some interesting content over the next couple of weeks. We've got your farmers forecast coming in on a Monday. So, hey, if you're a farmer and you're interested in what's happening here, well, Jason will be telling you. Look out for that because I'll be presenting that later on.
So going to give thanks, great to have you back, and we'll find out what's happening via our weather forecast later when Sigoni steps in. She's going to go home, trust me, the whole day, come on, wait.
Yeah, look out for it later tonight.
Later on tonight. Sigoni, all the best.
Thank you.
For sure. We come back with our final conversation, moving to the 8 o'clock hour, the National Poetry Slam. Some details. Again, look up for the date, Sunday, 3rd of May at Napa. Stand by.
Revival is coming to Trinidad and Tobago Christian Center. Dr. Apostle Judy Kareem presents Reverend Rachel Williams. Join us on Thursday, April 16th and Friday, April 17th for a time of prayer. Saturday, April 18th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Prayer and Faith Women's Conference. On Sunday, April 19th, 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. Kingdom Advance Men's Conference. Register early at 383-9395 McBean Stretch, St. Mary's Village, Carapachima, Trinidad and Tobago.
Each day I ask myself, how can our country be better than it was yesterday? We all hope for a better society, but not many understand the power of their influence to change the world around them. A small act of kindness holds as much power as a camera, a mic, or even a seat in the parliament when it comes to achieving societal development. I understand that my purpose extends beyond being a mere observer. I am an active participant in shaping the world around me. From the stories I write to the newscast I produce, it is my hope that everyone is heard and understood. We are where you are.
Through every storm and every sunrise, a familiar face and a trusted voice returns to your forecast.
This is where it all began.
Good afternoon, Sigoni. Welcome home. Welcome home.
Stronger, sharper, ready to serve you again.
2 minutes, the news.
Because when it comes to your weather,
I'm Sigoni Mohammed with your CNC3 weather forecast. It's good to be home.
पगड़ी की उछाल दई देख बे के पहले हमारी आंखें काहे न बंद हो गई। छोड़िए सब बात, आप दूध पीजिए।
Uterand. Love, secrets, and surprises. Watch Uterand weekdays at 6 p.m. on CNC3.
Each day I ask myself, how can our country be better than it was yesterday? We all hope for a better society, but not many understand the power of their influence to change the world around them. A small act of kindness holds as much power as a camera, a mic, or even a seat in the parliament when it comes to achieving societal development. I understand that my purpose extends beyond being a mere observer. I am an active participant in shaping the world around me. From the stories I write to the newscast I produce, it is my hope that everyone is heard and understood. We are where you are.
I'm so happy to have Mariel Forbes here with me, Youth and Hospitality Manager for the Bocas Lit Fest. Put this date down, Sunday the 3rd of May. We head to Napa, National Poetry Slam. It seems like it was like literally a couple months ago. I can't believe a year passed already, you know, Mari. Oh my goodness. Welcome. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good to see you as well.
Before we even get into the Poetry Slam, your particular role as Youth and Hospitality Manager, what does that entail?
Well, I run the youth programming at Bocas. So we have year-round programming for children, youth, and adult. So I'm responsible for the youth components and the general hospitality and everything at the festival, which is happening from the 30th of April to the 3rd of May.
So excellent. So there are workshops that continue to go on, even though the focus might not be on the competition. There's stuff happening on the back end.
Definitely. So we begin on Thursday, 30th April. We have a full day for youth on Friday, 1st May. We have a children's festival on Saturday, 2nd May, and we have adult programming and workshops Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, as well as Sunday.
Are you seeing organic growth with the young people, organic interest in the art form?
Oh, definitely. One thing that Bocas has always been is invested in, the development of youth and young people. And over the years, particularly too with the slam, we have seen a lot of growth, a lot of new faces. So really, really happy and proud about that. This year particularly, we have at least 3 new finalists out of the 10 at the National Poetry Slam. So that's something, we're very excited about as we see the championship grow.
And, it speaks to continuity, passing the baton. And from what I understand in the space, lots of the established spoken word artists actually mentor the young ones. There's no gatekeeping from what I understand.
No. It's all about, community. Our theme this year is All Together Now and 14 Years Strong. So it's all about community and building each other and, lending support wherever we can.
Are you seeing, in terms of, let's say, a corporate entity, or if there's a particular show, I mean, I've seen it where little by little you're getting, yes, you're vocalists, you're instrumentalists, but I'm seeing spoken word artists getting bookings.
Oh, definitely,
yeah,
of
that's
course.
Good. That didn't happen a couple of years ago,
Right, and one of the things that we've noticed and we appreciate, and I'm very happy that you said that, is that, we want people to recognize that being a part of this art form is sustainable. There are many poets who do this kind of work for a living. We've been able to help, produce poets who are very successful in Trinidad and Tobago, the region, and internationally. So they're not just getting bookings within, this space, this physical space, but, we've seen a lot of them do very, very well in the region and outside. Excellent. Internationally.
For the person looking on who they have the content, a book bag of lyrics, but they don't have the voice just yet, the intonation, the articulation. The workshops helps in that regard, help you find your voice?
Yeah, so we have developmental workshops year-round, and there are also other creative spaces that we collaborate with year-round as well that are able to help, nurture and mentor, poets. There are many different spaces that are for spoken word poets and spoken word as an art form in general. So there are many other spaces, a lot of other poets we work with as well to help, nurture and develop the younger voices.
And I go back to what I said earlier with the fact that there's no gatekeeping in the space. I've seen where literally champions, people who are established names, helping the younger ones. And there was an instance where somebody who had not come in this space come and win. It's like, wow.
Yes.
Look at that.
I mean, that is what it's about, and that is what we encourage, and that is what we hope to continue to foster.
Give me some details about Sunday, the 3rd of May at Napa.
So you can expect to see 10 electrifying performances because we have 10 of the nation's best poets.
I think we actually have some of the faces on screen. Let's put it up there, Sheldon, so we could explore.
Right, so Shemaya Lewis.
Right.
She's one. They're all going up against the defending champion, Shaquille Warren.
That's the man right there?
Yes, he's our defending champion.
Wow.
He would have entered for the first time last year.
And when?
And won.
And won, yes.
We have Alicia Psyche Haynes, who placed 3rd last year. Who else? There's Darren Sandy.
Well, yeah, Darren, he's a, as I say, veteran.
Seth Sylvester as well. He was also a finalist in 2025. Who else? There's Darren Sandy. Colleen Cleghorn, she's our youngest finalist. This is the first time. Or 20s? She's 18 years old.
18, wow.
Yes, this is the first time she's entered and she's made it to the finals.
Congrats to her.
Ronaldo Briggs, who's also no stranger to the finals as well.
Excellent. So some newcomers and the season campaigners.
Yes. Ronaldo Mohammed, he is one of our standby poets.
Excellent.
Yes, so it's a group of 10 poets who will come, 9 poets will come up against the defending champion on Sunday, 3rd of May at at Napa. Doors open 6 p.m., showtime 6:30. We have Alexandra Stewart.
Nice.
Rakiba Isaac. Rakiba is also a newcomer to the finals.
It's kind of half and half for the women and men. A lot of women step in this race.
Yeah, we like that. We love to see that. As the youth say, we love to see it.
Yeah, the women are expressing their voice. Where can folks go to get more details?
So you can visit all of our platforms. We're at National Poetry Slam on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Yes.
You can get tickets at Island E-Tickets, Extra Foods locations, Bourbon Brew, Marabella, and St. Augustine, paper-based bookshop. And you can call the Slam hotline at 753-4616. Of course, the Slam closes. The Slam is the closing event of the Bocas Lit Fest. So Bocas starts on Thursday, 30th April and runs until Sunday, 3rd May. All our events, most of our events are free and open to the public. And of course, we're at Nales in Port of Spain. So we hope to see you.
All the best. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
It's good to be here.
And all the best to the finalists. It's going to be tremendous again for 2026.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. With that, we make our exit. God's spray. I'm back for more tomorrow. Have a great and a productive day, TNT. All the best.
You're watching CNC3. As an affiliate of CNN International, we now join their current programming.
New app where users can upload a passport or an ID. It will give them basically a QR code similar to those COVID verification vaccine apps that we all used a few years ago. And then tech platforms, when they want to access them, can essentially query the app, and the app will tell that platform, is this user above or below a certain age threshold, 18 or 16, without actually sharing any of that user's personal information. So Europe is saying this is a more private solution for users to verify their ages across the internet. And Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission president, said there are no more excuses for tech platforms not to verify users' ages now.
That is
fascinating. Quite a moment and quite a move and quite of a novel approach of trying to get to these big questions. Fascinating, Claire. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
A new hour of CNN News Central starts right now.
This is CNN Breaking News.
All right, the breaking news coming any second now. We're standing by for a briefing from the Secretary of Defense and the Chair of the Joint Chiefs at the Pentagon. This is the first update we've had since the U.S. blockade began in the Strait of Hormuz and around the Persian Gulf. Central Command said it's completely halted Iran's trade by sea. And it comes after reports that thousands more U.S. troops are being sent to the Middle East. This is a live look at the briefing room right now. It could begin any moment. The White House says it feels good about the prospects of a deal to end the war, though as of right now, no second round of talks has been announced. With us now in the seconds we have before this briefing begins, CNN political and global affairs analyst Barak Ravid of Axios and commentator Sabrina Singh. Barak, just very quickly to you, what is your latest reporting? We do not have Barak Ravid. Sabrina, to you, who has briefed on this stage before or near it, what questions do you have for the Pentagon this morning?
I think there are many outstanding questions about the naval blockade. I mean, if I were, in that room, I think a lot of reporters are going to ask, how long can the U.S. Navy really sustain this blockade for? Our forces are already being tested on their readiness. I think the U.S. Gerald R. Ford, which is one of the many carriers in the region, is having now its 279th day of